What is up everyone, Boshi here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are going to have a little chill and talk type of video. So I do want to go into the very first news that we heard today, and that is Doom Tower is coming out on the 7th, which is this upcoming Monday. It was fully announced on the Discord, so that is really cool, really looking forward to that. We also got told that the Champion Fusion will be coming mid-month, which pretty much correlates with the rumored date of the 14th. So I did say in my last video about preparing for the fusion that I would confirm that these dates are real when I hear any update about them, and that's what this is about. So yes, Doom Tower next week, and the Champion Fusion pretty much 99% the following week. So the thing that I want to make this video about and that I want to have a talk with you guys about is the Champion Fusion. So I'm sure that you guys have already heard the Champion Fusion is going to contain 20 new champions. So it's going to be just like what they did with the Virgum car, which not a lot of people are happy about, right? So I wanted to kind of give my 2 cents on the topic because I wasn't, making videos about Raid back when Virgum car got released. And yeah, so I just want to have a conversation with you guys. If you disagree with what I say and whatnot, please leave a comment down below. We can kind of discuss it or whatnot. It's perfectly fine to disagree with what I'm gonna say. I just want you guys to, give me a chance, let me state my points, and then, let me have it if you guys really want to. But yeah, so there's a lot of negativity around this fusion having 20 new champions. And so I'm gonna say right off the bat, yes, it's not a great look, but am I mad about it and do I think it's bad for the game? Absolutely not. I actually think the opposite. I think it's very good for the game. And yeah, I mean that's all there is to it. So the reason why I think it's good for the game, and I'll reference a Virgum car actually right here. Um, and so, yes, there's 20 new champions added to the game, and so that is that's a lot. That's a lot of champions to earn, level, and ascend in order to get a legendary. I think a lot of people were not too happy about Virgum Carr because of his specific kit. He was very based on provoke or immunity to provoke and removing provoke. So a lot of people didn't see the use in him. A lot of people were like, okay, he's useful for arena. He's useful for maybe some faction war bosses, and that was about it. Now, there was a couple of people that, were expecting him to do well in Doom Tower, and I believe that they are going to be correct on that once we kind of have Doom Tower open. I think that having Virgum Car will definitely help them progress. Um, but the thing that I think a lot of people don't look at, or at least a lot of people don't emphasize that on, is the fusion materials, right? So we have Virgum Car as the ultimate prize, right? And that's what people look at. But then you look at the epics. Well, how many of the epics were good? You had Fane, which was a very good poisoner and had a decreased down. Very good in unkillable comps that need a spirit poisoner. You had Baroth, which was, I think, the most underperforming epic of the four, but was an addition to, I think, Barbarians. You had Caden. He was a really cool champion. A lot of people liked him. He had a double res along with a decreased attack in his kit, and he was tanky. And he did wonders in faction wars because of double res, right? So awesome. And then you had Tuhawk the Wanderer. So I actually just built this guy out, and he hits like a truck and has a lot of turn meter manipulation with decreased speed, stealing turn meter, has a really cool kit. So 3 out of the 4 champions performed well for this fusion. So if you decided that you just wanted one of the epics, that was great. Possibly a game-changing epic for you guys. And then you go down to the rares. You had Avir the Alchemage, did pretty well for Faction Wars for Dwarves, brought a Poison, also a Turn Meter, I think, boost, and or a heal. I can't exactly remember, sorry guys. You had Draconis, that was a good support, applying shields as a HP champion, I believe. You had Dilgol, that did a decreased accuracy, which helped for Ice Golem for not landing the freeze, and had a Spider for not landing poisons on your main tank for Spider. So you had a plethora of champions in this fusion that were useful to people. Now, that is the big thing that I think a lot of people are overlooking. Like I said, people look at the very shiny, oh, I want that legendary, but they don't look at how these other champions that are put into the game affect other people. Some of these could be game changing, like I said, for free to play or low spender accounts. Now, if you're a whale and you have plenty of legendaries, well, of course, these champions aren't going to do too much for you because you have a legendary that's probably doing the same job it would, but better. But thinking of the free to play and the lower spenders, these champions may be great. And honestly, it's not always about even the ability of them being good. It could be the aesthetic of what they look like or how the animations. That's like the beauty of these types of games. Like you can just love the worst champion in the game, but because you like that champion in the game, you're going to play with it. It's just like me and Gurgo, right? Not the greatest champion, but I love the look of him. I love his kit. Is he useful in all areas? Absolutely not. But he is a cool champion and probably one of my favorites and one of the very first legendaries I ever pulled. So you have to look at it that way. For when you are looking at champions being added, you don't always have to think, hey, is this going to benefit my account? You have to think, is it going to benefit the overall people playing this game? So that's my positive outlook on, them adding 20 champions to the game. Now, do I think Plarium messed up? Yes. I'm going to show you how they messed up, at least to me, right? So you had the Doom Tower update 3.0. They talked about the Doom Tower, all this stuff, yada yada yada, right? So then you get down to the Christmas stuff. They introduced Pixneal, and this is where it went downhill, right? Because they introduced Pixneal, another legendary, in two epics, this led to assumptions, right? So you see two epics, you see the fusion, you're like, okay, well maybe they're only using two new fusion epics, which means they're going to use two old epic fusion. Um, and that's where everything went wrong, right? Um, Not that it was wrong to assume, it was the fact that they formatted it this way. What they should have done was not announce anything to do with the fusion until they had everything in place. So currently, we know there's going to be 16 other champions, 16 rare or 20 other champions, 16 rares, and 4 epics. They should have waited to announce these, at least these two epics, to be alongside the other two epics along with the 16 rares, because then people would have put to rest that we could have used old rares and old epics for this fusion. This right here, them posting it like this, gave people hope, that they were able to use old champions, and that is where I think was the biggest mistake. Now, do I think that would have changed anyone's outlook on them adding 20 champions for the fusion? No, I don't. I think people would have been mad regardless, because it's such an effort to get this fusion done. Now, the good part about this, once again, playing devil's advocate, kind of, we are 2 weeks out before the fusion hits. So that means you know what is going to happen. You know that we have 16 new rares. You know we have 4 new epics. Um, what do you need to do beforehand? That's why I made that video yesterday about preparing for the champion fusion. You want to farm out the food. You want to farm out the potion keeps to make sure you're keeping up with those so that you can ascend all of your champions and make it 10 times easier during the fusion event. And that's what that's all about. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about, well, what's the vault's purpose, right? Because a lot of people are stockpiling rares. Well, the purpose is so you can collect. This game is all about collections and collecting champions you want. I understand that people want a head start. That's why a lot of people had epics, epics and rares stockpiled in their vault for the use in the future of them being used for a fusion. That just doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like they're going to be focusing new champions. I think introducing new champions to the game is always nice. It gives something for people to chase after. Even if you are a whale and you have a bunch of legendaries, I know plenty of people that are still, messing around with rares, uncommons, commons. Like, it's just something fun to do. So yes, for free-to-play players and for low spenders, it does make it a little bit harder, or a lot harder, because there are 20 new champions being introduced. Those champions are able to be earned through events and tournaments. So up until then, up until the fusion happens, if you are wanting to go for fusion, definitely be farming food and be farming potions, so that you can't sit there and say, I didn't have the resources that week to get it done, because you have 2 whole weeks that you can be preparing for this fusion if that's something that you really, really want. So in conclusion, I'm sorry that I made this video semi-long. Overall, I don't think it's bad that they are introducing 20 champions to the game. I do think that they should have waited to announce all 20 at once, because that would have put assumptions to rest. Do I think that the vaults is a useful thing? I definitely do think so. Even if you're not stockpiling rares, you are still going to be using rares regardless for the Doom Tower, so I don't think you holding on to the rares necessarily was a bad thing. I would definitely wait for Doom Tower to come out, make sure you don't need any of them, and then you can use them as food, but to each their own. You can still use the vault to hold food, hold champions that you just want to keep. I don't think that is a bad thing. Do I think we need more vault space? Yes, I do. Do I think that they are taking too long to do it? I haven't been playing this game for as long. I do know people have been asking for it for a long time, but I can honestly say that working in the IT world, it's not that easy to just add space into a game, regardless of what people think. I think people think that you can just type in a number and increase the capacity of things, and that's just not the case. It takes hardware issues, or it has hardware issues, it has software issues, alongside with the fact that this game is holding millions of accounts. There can just be a lot of unknowns, let's say. So I know it's been said that they're working on it, and I do believe they are, because I know it's a huge thing. Because, them adding more vault space just means people are going to spend more money. And do you think they just don't want people to spend more money? I definitely don't think that's the case. So definitely know that they are probably working on it. It's just a little more complicated than some people would like to think. So, yeah. Sorry again for making this video semi-long, but I hope you guys, see my side of how, I'm being more positive about it. I know there's a lot of negativity going on about it, and not a lot of people are happy, but overall, just look at it for the greater good of multiple people. The fusion is always going to be available in the game. You just might not be able to get it as easily. But yeah, let me know. Let's have a discussion in the comments below. Even if you absolutely hate my opinion, leave a comment down below. I'll respond, and we can kind of go from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you guys do want to see more, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.